American conservatives see the principles of the Declaration of Independence and some principles in the Constitution as being ideal, and that the present tendency of the country is to not be faithful to those principles. Let me explain this. The principles of 1776 and of 1789 in this country, that's the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, are the principles of 18th century liberalism. That is, we are free as birds to do whatever we please as long as we don't hurt someone else. There is, in the Constitution, there is not even a mention of God. He is absolutely absent. So you have this country that is organized on the basis of a godless society. That is national suicide, because your laws, therefore, are not subject to any morality. How do you obtain morality? There is not even mention of the natural law in the Constitution. So you have from the point of view of morality, a headless society that is capable of anything. Also, the liberalism leads to socialism, and that's what is not understood by the average American. The system that was set up in 1789, 1776 was the system of liberalism, freedom. You can see it in all of the culture of the time, the cult of freedom, the Statue of Liberty, which is much later, but still all of the money, Miss Liberty and the flags of liberty, liberty, liberty. That was the false notion of liberty that I explained from the philosophes in France. They came from France through Thomas Jefferson and Thomas Paine and other people who were in contact with those horrid creatures. Benjamin Franklin as well, who was in France for a long time. They brought all of those ideas over, and also from England. England was loaded with those ideas too. So the idea of being totally free to do whatever you want, except what is going to hurt someone else, well, that invites this. It invites gross immorality, but at the same time, it gives to the government the idea of what hurts somebody else. You see, who's going to decide what hurts somebody else? And that's what the French Revolution, the Declaration of the Rights of Man, says, that what hurts somebody else is up to the law. It's right in it. See, so it makes the government all powerful, and the government has no God above it, is accountable to no one, and is able to do whatever it pleases. So it has all of the evils of absolutism, those regal absolutism, all of the evils of it, because it had, at least Louis XIV was at least Catholic. He had some sort of moral guide in his head. If you get people in there that have no respect for the natural law and are just pagans, well, you have what we have. We have the murdering of babies. How could anyone think that that is something good or is something acceptable, that little babies get murdered in the wombs of their mothers? But there's no law to stop that, because there's no God in our Constitution. There's no morality. There's no code of morality. And so all of that liberalism leads to a super state that will decide what is good and what is not good. And that's why we have socialism, because of liberalism. Liberalism sees everyone as equal, and that's why the state reaches down beyond the father of the family and reaches all the way to the children, gets into the schools, teaches the children whatever the state thinks is right, regardless of what the parents want. That is the effect of liberalism, because it makes the state supreme and invasive. And Americans don't realize that. They see freedom, they think wonderful freedom, but when you give assent to that form of freedom, you are asking for socialism, and we've got it.